Hi, Mr. X with glossary term correlation coefficient, usually designated with a small case r. Doesn't have to be, but that's what a lot of folks use. It's a value between -1 and 1 that indicates how closely the data is correlated to falling on a line. And if there's not much correlation at all, it'll be a number close to 0. If the data in your scatter plot line up pretty close to a line, then that number would be close to a -1 if the slope of the line is negative. If one variable increases while the other variable decreases, and they lined up perfectly, we would have a -1. If your data were to line up perfectly straight with a positive slope, that would be a +1. But our data isn't perfectly aligned, so we back it off a little bit. Maybe it's 0.97, 0.96. Again, we'd have to do the analysis, but we know it's strongly positive. If our scatter plot is all over the place, then there's no correlation and we'll get some number close to 0. So our correlation coefficient goes like this. It'll have a -1 if these things lined up perfectly straight, there was no variation. If all these points were in a perfectly straight line with a negative slope, it'd be -1. If our data lined up perfectly straight, perfectly on a straight line, with a positive slope, we would have a value of 1. And if they're all over the place, we get something in the middle close to 0. Learn the language of mathematics at MrXmath.com.